Tell me, how did you manage to get such a great group of people together?
I think it's just a sign of the industry maturing, and I think that all of the components of the ecosystem are in place now. The infrastructure, the seasoned entrepreneurs, the guys that have been there, done that, and able to help some of the startups on their next journey. And then just there's a sense of I think the entrepreneurs believe that they can create something of real value now, and it's happening on a regular basis. I mean, we track it obviously very closely, but 100 million plus exits are now becoming very, very frequent, whereas when we first started the event, you'd have to search everywhere to find 50 million to 100 million exits. And then I think that whole ecosystem now keeps, it's kind of a virtuous circle now, so they'll keep reinvesting and then giving them advice on scaling, and I think it's easier to find good quality people in the industry now, whereas before it was tough. But you see the LinkedIn IPO today that's just doubled. There's certainly a bit of a frenzy around the sector. I think we obviously all know some of the guys on the panels that have built the exciting established business. I think we also make sure that in the top 50 here today, there's a lot of the up-and-coming companies, the new companies, and I think it's those companies that the larger companies are learning from as well. So we saw one business called Klarna today that had come up with a totally new way of facilitating online payments and totally broken the mold. And you saw the established players looking at them and thinking, God, that is a really good idea. Why didn't we think of it? So I think it's important we don't just focus on the larger established companies. I think it is key to keep the new up-and-coming companies and the entrepreneurs with the fresh ideas coming to these sorts of events, and then partnering them together, they can do some pretty interesting things.
Can massively adopt our system, and I think that the fundamental rule is that we deliver true performance. And the only reason why we scale today is because the performance that we deliver in the end to our advertisers brings them an excellent return on investment.
Excellent. So earlier today we were talking about kind of some of the differences between European firms and American firms. I just want to know, what made you as a European firm have a global vision, and how do you see the world?
So I think that fundamentally we wanted to build a company, a global company, and I think that when we started it was what we wanted to do.
I think, women in business tend to be actually the market where I am less emotional and more practical and just want to get things done. Maybe because we need to go home and get the shopping done and change the diapers or do anything else. So we're not in the office as long as we can be. We're in the office for as much time as we need to be. I've been asked by JP Bullhound to talk about emerging markets, to meet with their client base, the people they work with, and I believe to give a perspective on the opportunities in the emerging markets. In my particular case, it's Russia and the CIS. To see, to maybe shine some extra light on this country, which in many cases in most cases is represented as a place which is dangerous, lots of corruption, lots of red tape.
Secret source of success in gaming, I think we have a very local drive, so we try to be very local in the different markets we act, and we have a nice split in the portfolio. On the one hand we have casual games, really targeting a wide female audience. On the other hand we also have male-driven, very hardcore games with much more action. So we have a great split in our audience, and we are very local when we approach different markets. The biggest segment when you talk about the audience, it's definitely casual games. So games where you probably even don't know that you really play a game because you interact with your friends, you send some messages, but there are a lot of gaming elements. And I think our life is anyway going to change more and more into the direction that people even are confronted with gaming elements when they brush their teeth in the morning and they get a smiley on their toothpaste or on their toothbrush, and this is in fact gaming. It's about rewards, it's about getting points and making this way in rewarding people more and more casual. That's the way gaming is going to develop in the future.
Net-a-Porter is a fusion of fashion, content and commerce, and we were one of the first businesses to create an online magazine off which you could buy. And so we have a great magazine that gets emailed around 2 million women a week around the world, and about 3 million, we have about 3.5 million unique monthly visitors. And we have distribution centers in London and New Jersey. We're about to open one in Hong Kong. And we serve 170 countries. Same day delivery in London and Manhattan. We'll be in Hong Kong. And now we're starting with the men.
So Toby's the global leader in eye tracking, monitoring your gaze point, actually doing sensors for gaze monitoring. We know what object you're looking at, even though we might be off in a millimeter or two. That doesn't matter, because when you want to click something, or when we want to confirm that you're reading a section on a screen or something similar, we know that already.
I think it's hard work and don't give up. I think that's very important. I think Reptile has been around now for 5-6 years, and it was a tough one to get to the point we're at right now. So I mean, I left as a CEO. I'm the chairman of the company right now, and as a serial entrepreneur, of course I have to do it again.
We're in the competition, so we'll see tonight whether we're a superstar or not. But Klarna is, I would say, one of Europe's fastest growing payments companies.
What brings you to this event today?
Well, being in the competition, of course. John is being able to hang out with these people, of course. So a lot of positive things.
The business actually was founded back in 2000 through Gorilla Park. So people like Manish and Hugh Campbell were very instrumental and behind the company. They saw the potential in the business. So actually being part of this and Gorilla Park and this event is actually kind of goes back to the foundations of the business. So it's great to be invited out, great to be here. I think it's been a fantastic event. Probably one of the best I've been to in the last couple of years, that you're actually going to get something back. The networking is fantastic. So already I've probably got about 4 or 5 business meetings in, and ways in which we can grow the business across Europe.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a beautiful venue here. It's great people and lovely interviewers. My company is Acton Capital Partners. We are a sponsor of the event, and appreciate very much to be here and to partner with GP Bullhound on Media Momentum.
So you're one of the giants. What can we learn from Google?
Compared to what I've seen on stage today, I think there's a lot I can learn from them. Some of the startups were really inspiring, but also the discussions are from experienced CEOs. Really a lot of practical advice, internationalize, dealing with emerging markets. A lot of really good practical advice for both large corporates and for startup CEOs.
What brings me here is, again, the sunshine and the opportunity to meet some great people. Learn a lot about new technologies, new companies, people who are shaping the future in Europe.
Why would Disney be interested in technology?
Well, I mean, as you know, media is moving from traditional media to new media. That's been the case for a while. Digital is a big part of that. And, while, absolutely brand is key for us, as is content, and that's an area we know well and we're pretty secure about. When it comes to delivery, when it comes to new ways of being able to repurpose that content, we're not engineers. That's not what we do. We're not about creating our own technology ourselves. We're always looking to partner with other companies.
Represent the capital providing community of investors, and so we had one of our companies, Big Point, present today, and it's super to hear all these stories about people doing things in advertising and media and content and wireless and payments. And these are a number of areas where Europe is really leading what a lot of the innovations happening in the US, and they're doing it on very, very smart budgets, efficiently, cross-border. So, lots of things for these guys to pay attention to.
I think the most important thing is to be willing to take the risk. And you will not win if you don't go global. It's a global world. You have no choice. You die if you stay local.